Good evening, I'm Kimberly Craig. Welcome to the vlog series that I've created to highlight meeting not only interesting people, but places to go and things to see. Tonight, I'm showcasing the Christmas Carol project, which happens to be on its tour stop in Vancouver, British Columbia. My guest is John Armstrong.
He's a bad, bad man. He's a bad, bad man.
Scrooge's old partner Jacob Marley was dead, but Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim were very much alive.
You don't buy it. He's a bad, bad man. You don't buy it. He's a bad, bad man.
Yeah, very dirty and a bit of spice.
What do you think about the
Look
show?
at you.
Are you excited about seeing it tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, looking
Yeah,
forward to
this
it.
is, how many times have you seen it?
One, two, three, four. I've seen it at least 4 or 5 times.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I saw it when it was in Edmonton when it first started up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I love all the songs that the characters wrote from the perspectives of the characters.
Right.
Kevin's our lighting designer.
Hi, Kevin.
There's a neat spot too to watch from. If you wanna, so you have to go around the door like this.
Oh, okay.
People are going through their warm-ups and making sure their guitars are tuned, and I'm usually the frantic one running around trying to find the sound guy to give them their 5 minutes.
Sound guy.
Yeah, we better get in.
So what happens with you now, John? Everybody goes in there and does the show, and what's your part behind the scenes?
Well, I move around in different ways.
Thank you.
Just see if the cast are there. Hi. Hey folks, this is Kim. She's too bad you weren't here just half an hour ago. Roshkov was wearing his plaid boxers pulled up around his waist and was going, "Come on!"
Pretending to be kind. You think I care? You don't know me very well. You don't know me, I can tell.
like it?
Great.
Isn't it fabulous?
I didn't stop smiling. Wait a second. I just have
Hey, thanks very much. Thank you for coming out tonight, and thanks for sticking around for the second set. We really appreciate it. It's great for the artists to be able to showcase what they normally do outside of the Carol Project, and that's where you're going to get a taste off next. I'm just going to quickly do a few acknowledgements. My name is John Armstrong. I'm from Grassland Productions, and we're all really glad to be in Vancouver and appreciative of the Culture bringing us back for the third year. Hope to come back again.
The first question I was wondering, was it important to you to make it family friendly?
That was never really a consideration, actually.
An adult doing an adult takeoff on a classic, it was never a consideration?
No. I mean, in fact, it's people often ask, is it family friendly? And I usually say, well, generally, but there's ghosts. It's a scary story.
Yes.
And that's one of the wonderful things about it. So we actually had a small child cry because he or she was scared of Dale Laddiser with her ghostly hands, and the Ghost of Christmas Future was a little bit too much for a young one. But I generally say it's good for ages 8 to 80.
Sounds good. Now I hear you're the mastermind behind this production, so tell us about it.
Well, yes, it was originally my idea. I've been in the Edmonton music scene for a long time, and when I first got involved with it, I realized that there was a lot of great talents in so many different genres, and I thought it would be great to have a showcase that would feature different performers from different genres together on stage, and the Christmas Carol seemed to be the perfect vehicle for that because there's so many strong character parts. Originally I thought, well, the Cratchits, they gotta have the blues, and the ghosts could come from different genres as well. And it didn't really work out that they're specific to genres, but we did manage to bring in a little bit of Celtic from Maria Dunn and folk from Terry Morrison and more of a pop rock side of things from Al Brandt, and the gospel music, and it turned into a bit of a stew of different genres, but that was the main intent, was to showcase some of the best of Edmonton's music scene in one production.
Right. How did you come up with the concept for this show?
Well, I don't think that one person could necessarily write all of those songs in all those different styles. And a big thing about these performers, they're all singer-songwriters in their own right, and because they're great performers, they could be performing other people's songs, which they sometimes do, but their biggest strength, I think, is in their songwriting.
So they wrote their own character songs?
Yes.
So how did you do that audition process then? Did you have them pick their dream character, write the songs and audition that way? Or did they get their characters, write the songs based on their characters?
And as cast members were recruited, I basically decided who might be right for which part and approached them. And I had to go out and talk them into it because it was kind of a far-fetched idea in the beginning. It's, you're going to do what? And so, I remember going up to Bill Bourne at it was an open stage, and I'd never met Bill before, and I was a little bit intimidated. Here's the guy who's been performing for a long time, and Juno Award-winning, internationally renowned folk singer, and I'd go up to him and say, "Hi, want to be Ebenezer Scrooge?" And he did. It's funny hearing Bill's take on that story. I only heard it last year. I think we did a Q&A at Whistler, and I guess Bill thought, I don't want to be that bad guy. I don't want to be the evil, mean, miserly Scrooge. I'm a nice guy. And he is. Bill's a wonderful, beautiful human being. And so it's a stretch for him to be that bad guy at the beginning. And anyways, he thought about it. he knew some of the people that had already been talked into it, and he said, sure, let's give it a shot. And it was actually Bill that recruited Maria Dunn, and she started as just the maid character. And we had another performer that was going to be Tiny Tim that dropped out. There was a few of the initial people that were recruited that said, you know, they worked at it, they thought about it, and they said, I can't do it because it requires writing on demand. It's very specific. Like, can you write a song in which you're the ghost of Christmas Present and you need to be telling Scrooge to beware of what might happen to him in the future? And a lot of songwriters, they write, I don't know, their muse is fleeting. Inspiration comes from somewhere and they need to write a love song or they need to write a whatever kind of song. But it's difficult to say to an artist, create this in these parameters. And so it took a bit of searching to find the cast that were able to rise to that challenge.
Have you had cast members change since your first production, or has it been the same group the entire run?
It's been the same musicians since the very start. The only changes have been with our narrators. We've had 4 narrators over the course of the 17 years that we've been at it.
17 years ago? Have you been touring for 17 years?
No. When was the first time we toured? 2006, maybe? It hasn't been that long that we've been touring it.
But since 2006, you tour every year.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you stop and how long do you tour?
It changes. We've been to Calgary 3 different times the last 3 years, but we're not going there this year. We're going to Red Deer for the first time this year, and this is our 3rd year in Vancouver, and we've been up to Whitehorse and Yellowknife.
Lots of cold places.
In December, yeah. Those are places.
It's a winter show.
Yeah. I always say we got to get booked in San Francisco or Hawaii or
you know. So I noticed when the show was on, actually I walked by, you have a table out in the lobby and you can buy the DVD and the CD for the production. But I think I also noticed CDs from the individual artists that you can purchase as well.
Yeah.
So
well, they all have their own artistic careers outside of the Christmas Carol project, and I hesitate to guess at how many albums they have between them. I'm probably 40 or 50 over the course of it.
I mean, everyone's so busy. How do you get this fantastic group of people together every year? It's a big
good question.
Christmas, family.
Yeah. But we're like a big family. Everybody loves each other, and we love getting together and going on the road with this production. I don't think anybody would want to stop, as long as everyone's healthy enough to go out and do it, then we will.
Well, is everyone from Edmonton then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you rehearse several times throughout the year? Do you know the show so well that you can get together a month before the production opens again?
Sometimes a week before the production.
Yeah. I've been to musician parties. It seems like all you guys can play every instrument, everybody can sing. You go to a jam session, it sounds like you guys have been playing together for years, so I imagine, a week prior doesn't seem to be a problem for you, right?
No, well, after 17 years, they should know it by now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, just to refresh, excuse me. And some years there's changes. Tom Roshkoff's song "Better Way" used to be a blues song, and now it's a reggae song. And Al's "When There's Nothing at All" sort of got a bit of a hip hop groove added to it a couple of years ago, and we change up the narration every couple of years.
Oh, the narrator is fabulous.
Yeah.
His facial expressions just pull you right in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can be scary, he can be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do all that on his own? Did you direct him?
That's his doing. Yeah,
Is it?
I won't claim any credit for Dave Clark's performance. I did sit down with him a few years ago when he first came on board, and we chose new narration just to sort of help him make it his own. And he'd done 2 or 3 different productions of Christmas Carol.
He's an actor?
He's an actor.
Oh,
he's
okay.
a professional actor his whole life. and a sound designer and a musician as well.
Oh, okay.
But he was very familiar with Dickens and the Christmas Carol in particular. So when we did auditions for to replace our last narrator, and Dave was just so wonderful. And we're looking at the narration, what could we add to it, and he would say, "Oh, there's this one bit that's so good, like the whole bit about the spice, sprinkling the spice from the torch of the Ghost of Christmas Present," and that was Dave's idea to add that in. Yeah, it was great. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Now, before we're finished, I have got to learn more about you. Because when I read your bio, I read artist, musician, producer, director, writer. Can you define your talents for me? Would you define your own talents?
Well, I bill myself as an artist and a producer. And I'm an artist because I like to create art. I love art. It's something that I feel I have to do. I think I'm a producer more out of necessity than anything else, because you can be an artist and not have your art shared with anybody. So one needs to create a vehicle, to create a show, to make a festival, to put on a concert in order to get art out there. And I guess I have a knack for that. So, and I enjoy it. I enjoy as much being an artist as I enjoy being a producer. So those are the two main hats. But when you're a producer, you wear a whole lot of little hats.
I noticed following you around tonight, you are talking to everybody in every department.
Yeah,
So you're making sure, as a whole, the production goes off without a hitch.
that's it. Yeah.
So
So
no
you
time to
need-
sit down for you.
No.
Well, except during intermission and at the end when they're doing their song circle, right?
Yeah.
So now the Christmas Carol project, the first part, the main show is over. We're doing the interview now, but they're still in there, showcasing themselves now.
Yes.
So they each individually are singing what, 2-3 songs each?
Just one.
Oh, just one.
Yeah, it's going to
Okay.
be a 40-minute set. So,
Okay.
yeah, as I say, they have so many albums outside of the Carol Project. Most of them will be playing a song from their latest album.
Okay.
I'm hoping that someone will go into the lobby and buy it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll get all their websites, and I'll make sure I put all the
Sure.
URLs out so that everybody can take a look at all the individual work. And for yourself, how do people keep track of the Christmas Carol project schedule for next year?
carolproject.com.
Okay, and is that something that you're in charge of?
Yep.
carolproject.com. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the
Thank
time
you.
to see me tonight and let me follow you around. And you guys have safe travels home.
Thank you very much, Kim.
So there you have it. Add the Christmas Carol project to your next year's festivities. So catch a look at John's website and you'll see what their schedule is. And for my future adventures, take a look at my blog. Thank you. Bye-bye. So what's your name? And what character do you play?
Goes to Jacob Marley
Oh, you are fabulous. How long have you been in the production?
since the very beginning.
Wow, and you wrote your own songs?
Yes.
Oh, you're just a joy to watch. I mean, your music is spectacular. I see that over on the table there you have some of your own CDs for sale. What do? Solo? Are you in a band?
Well, yeah, this last recording that I did is called Wide Open, and full band, Kevin Bright, guitar player, really good band.
Okay, what's your website if people want to look you up?
It's albrand.ca.
Okay, pretty easy to find. What does it mean to you to be in this production?
Being in a great family.